We tend to overemphasize the things that distinguish us from other groups and in the church, and we tend to underemphasize the commonalities. So when we're spending a lot of our time talking about how our theology is different than their theology, or how our focus on missions is different than theirs, or the way we do worship is different than theirs, then we tend to engage in processes that really lead to disunity. We're invested in our worldview, we're invested in our systems, we're invested in our theology, we're invested in our orthopraxy, just even how we live out our faith. Like, we've all spent so much time thinking about it, going to seminary, some of us, going to conferences, reading books. We care. We care about the way that we interact with Jesus. And I think that's wonderful, and I think that's beautiful. But I think because we're so invested in our way of doing things, it's easy for us to think, well, another way is definitely the wrong way. And so we aren't even open to listening. And oftentimes our perceptions of other groups are that they're definitely wrong, that they definitely are less logical than us, that they definitely don't value scripture as much as we do, that they definitely don't love like we do. And the problem is that we haven't really interacted with them in meaningful ways to really find out. One of the things that's different about my approach as a social psychologist, and hopefully something that I can contribute to the conversation, is that I'm really trying to unpack these divisions, help people understand why they even happen, help them understand how they can overcome them, help them see that some of these divisions are taking place right under their noses and they don't even know, they don't see them, but once they do see them, they can start to address them. I mean, Jesus, in my opinion, was cross-cultural in every way. Jesus was all about connecting with people who were culturally different than him, who had different viewpoints than he did, who had different lifestyles than he did, had different like socioeconomic status than he did. And I just love how in scripture you see Jesus going to be with everyone and, you know, speaking fish to fishermen and sheep to shepherds and theology to theologians, and just being with people on their terms, listening to their perspective and communicating to them in ways that were relevant to them. And I see him as our example. Like, he's the head of this body, and he's connected to all of us, and he's listening to all of us, and he's inviting all of us to participate in the work that he's doing. And we need to sort of get on board with that and say, well, if Jesus is connected to the hand and is working with the hand, then maybe I should be working with the hand too.